Hey guys, welcome back to Elden Ring and welcome to Deeproot Depths, which is a very difficult name to say for me, so I'm gonna try and not do that too much. But yeah, as you can see, this is an area of full of branches, or I should say roots. These are the roots of the Earth Tree, question mark, I believe. It would make sense that they're the roots of the Earth Tree, because they're really big and the Earth Tree is the biggest tree, so it makes sense that they would be, but again, I don't know. Don't really care either, so there's that. But yeah, this is quite a dangerous area. It's a continuation of the platforming bullshit that we had to do in order to get here in the first place. You might have seen the previous episode where we did the Frenzied Flame platforming nonsense after Moog the Omen, or Omen. So there's that. But it does get better. Unlike the the platforming in the last episode, this does get better. The roots become thicker and thicker, and we'll be able to use torrent. I mean, we can use torrent right now too, but it's not advisable because these roots are quite thin, and so it's very easy to fall off and die. I mean, it's easy to fall off and die anyway on foot, let alone with torrent, who is much faster. As you can see, it's very easy to fall off. But yeah, on torrent, this is much more difficult, as you can imagine. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, this is one of those sort of weird in-between areas almost, just like most of the rest of the underground, where it feels like almost a legacy dungeon or a legacy level, I guess, but it's not because you can use torrent and stuff. But yeah, I mean, most of the underground is like that. There are areas where you can use torrent, but then again, there are areas where you can't, like in the Eternal Cities. But you can use torrent in the rest of the area, so there's that. But yeah, it definitely feels like an in-between area. I don't really know why. Maybe just for the reasons I've just said. So yeah, this is just a matter of being careful and making your way down these routes. I keep wanting to call them branches, which in a way they are, but in another way they're not, and the other way is correct because the area is called Deeproot depths, not deep branch depths. So there's that. But yeah, it's, as I said, it does get better. I think I die one more time here or soon enough, and then we'll never speak of it again. So there's that. Yeah, I don't even know what that was because I didn't even fall off as much as I rolled off. So I don't know what that was about. I think I had like a moment of panic or like a moment of imbalance, a moment of vertigo. When you sort of lose your bearing for a second, then you sort of flinch. I think that's what happened, and that's why I rolled off. So that was embarrassing, but we can move past that and never mention it again. And yeah, we can just continue. I say continue. We're still working on the first area of this area, or the first stage of the area, I should say. But we're gonna be soon done, and we're never gonna see these thin roots ever again. So that's gonna be fun for once. Anyway, I take great care to, and I almost die again, but I take care to fall properly and do proper platforming. I do retrieve the runes. It's not like I care about 6,000 runes at this point in the game, but that's my pride. It's my ego. I had to pick it up off the floor after that embarrassing death. But anyway, we're out of the thin part of the depths, I suppose. I tried to do a cool thing here, but the game did not cooperate. The waves of darkness do not travel that way. They just stay flat to your level, But anyway, we can use Web of Darkness here and deal with these weird ant wasp things. I don't know what they are. They look familiar in the sense that there are real life counterparts to these. Pretty sure there are insects that look like ants and have wings and also stingers on their abdomens, but I don't know what they're called. They're probably called ants, but they have a specific name. No, I don't think they're wasps. I think they are ants. They are a species of ant, but I don't know right now, and I don't feel like pausing the recording and doing a bunch of biological research just for this. So yeah, we see there the classic From Software flying enemy that falls off a ledge and forgets how to fly and then falls to its death. Maybe, who knows, 200 years from now they will have fixed that issue. I mean, I say fix the issue. I don't know if I want them to fix the issue. Can you imagine knocking a flying enemy off a ledge and then just flying back up and keeping attacking you? So I don't know if that's fun, and I don't know if I want that. So I suppose that's an instance of be careful what you wish for. But yeah, now we can use torrent. The roots are much thicker, so it's way easier to navigate. And we come to here, to this site of grace over here. This is another way to get to this area. There is a boss in Shifra River, in Shifra Aqueduct to be specific. It's the twin gargoyles, and if you defeat them, you get to ride one of these stone coffins up the waterfall, and you end up here. But I didn't do that, obviously. I think I did reach the boss in an earlier episode, and I thought, no, I'm not gonna fight this right now. I'm too weak and stuff, and I left and I never came back. So there's that. But yeah, anyway, it doesn't matter because we ended up here anyway. And that boss, I mean, I think it gives you good weapons, actually. But you know, maybe at some point I'll do like a cleanup episode where I go around and fight a bunch of these miscellaneous bosses. But I hope you enjoy this flawless fight against the Earth-Tree Avatar. We get the Staff of the Avatar. That's not actually a staff, it's a great hammer, I believe. Or it's certainly a melee weapon, it's not a catalyst. So that's cool, I suppose. But I'm much more familiar with this part of the area, because when I do come here, I usually come through the twin gargoyle area up the waterfall, and not the platforming bullshit in the Shining Grounds. So I'm much more comfortable and much more familiar with the routing here. So that's cool, I suppose. So yeah, you don't have to do what I do here and go in this cave, but I do recommend that you go in the cave, because there's a bunch of these ants and a bunch of those queens, I guess you would call them, those big swollen ants. I keep wanting to call them bees, I don't know why, but yeah, the big swollen queens, they give you Numen runes, which are consumable items that give you a bunch of runes. I don't know how many, but some, certainly some. Here I try to use the magic breath to some effect. It does have some effect, so I guess I was right in using it, but I was hoping for more AoE. What are you gonna do? It didn't work out. But don't worry, the magic breath will come in handy soon. Not right now. I tried to use it again, but unsuccessfully, or mostly unsuccessfully anyway. But this is what's cool about the named dragon breaths. You can cast them mid-air, which means you can jump off a ledge and then cast the spell, and it will make you fly, essentially. It's more useful in PvP, to be honest with you, because it's very difficult to get hit when you're literally flying. I mean, you know, mages can hit you, archers can hit you, but it's very difficult to react to, especially when you are being, you know, when you have magic breath being thrown at you. So yeah, more useful in PvP, but it's cool to do in PvE also, and it's also you know, useful for cheesing some enemies. I do recall cheesing one of those big rune bears at some point, where I would jump off a ledge and then cast the spell in midair, and that's how I killed the bear, and it couldn't reach me because I was literally flying. So it can be useful in PvE as well. It sucks that you can't cast it on horseback, but you know, it's a trade-off, I suppose. Which is part of the reason why I didn't get the named Rot Breath, because I do want to cast Rotten Breath from horseback, because that was useful against Rodan most notably, but other bosses as well. Here we get the Elden Stars, which is the bullshit spell that the Elden Beast does. You might have seen it in the final boss episode. He did cast it once, and I just ate it because I don't know how to deal with that spell. You can't dodge it because it just keeps going. So you know, you can dodge it, but not indefinitely. And so it's way better to I say better. It's way more, or way less, I should say, annoying to just tank it and be done with it. Just eat the damage and at least get it over with. So the very annoying spell. I hear it's also very annoying in PvP because it drops the frame rate, because it's a very busy looking spell, and again it's difficult to avoid, so there's that. But yeah, we come here to yet another grace, and we are in the sort of the Eternal City area of the depths. You can see there in the background the ruined buildings of an unnamed Eternal City. There's Nokron, there's Noxtella, and then there's this one, which is unnamed. So yeah, you can see this white stuff that's all over the floor, this liquid. It's not water, it's also not semen, you pervert. It's actually albinoric blood, which is very creepy. The albinorics, if you don't know, are the little gray alien-looking people that we've been killing and farming for runes. And yeah, that's what their blood looks like, and this is an entire area filled with their blood. Apparently there was some kind of a massacre or whatever. I don't know what happened. I have, you know, approximate knowledge of many things, but not exact knowledge. So, you know, I can only assume that something happened that caused this literal river of blood. It's interesting that the map shows it as blue, but the actual color is this milky white/gray. Maybe that's a decision that they made later in development, or I don't know what the deal is with that. But anyway, we'll just go down here so we can fight the Siluria, which is a Crucible Knight. No real reason to fight this guy unless you want his weapon and armor, which I suppose is reason enough. Certainly more reason than a lot of other bosses. So you know, we're gonna do the classic mimic tier. I don't think I use rot because there's no point. This guy, you know, takes a lot of damage and he's basically dead already, so no need to rot him. I celebrate as if this was some grand victory, but anyway, apparently it was a great enemy that was felled, and we get Siluria's Tree, which is a great spear, and if you go inside the tree, you get this, you get the armor from the chest as well. I don't like it. It's a bit too high fantasy for me. I'm a fan of lower fantasy, lower than high anyway. So not to my tastes, but it is certainly to a lot of other people's tastes. So there's that. And then, you know, I looked around. I didn't really want to explore the Eternal City because there's not much to explore. Just a bunch of buildings and miscellaneous items that I don't really need. So I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna go for it and go to the Fia slash Godwin slash Fortissax area and do that. Just, you know, just to fill the episode. I suppose it's the most interesting part of the episode. So if you've made it this far, congratulations, you're about to be actually entertained. I do a risky jump here, and thankfully it works out, but it could have very easily not, and I could have died, but oh well. I can't be upset at that, I suppose. So anyway, we go to this creepy, nasty area with death blight branches and this weird upside down mermaid fish thing that is Godwin, the Prince of Death, Ronnie's brother, I believe. And she did some kind of a conspiracy with the Black Knife assassins to kill him, but they only managed to kill his soul but not his body or something like that, and now he's a kind of a zombie. He's a Prince of Death, so there's that. But he's still alive, and he transformed into this weird fish thing. I don't know what the deal is with that. There's a bunch of lore channels on YouTube that you can check out, and they can explain it way better than I can. I am focused on killing this guy, which was easy. I'm pretty sure these guys are pulled from the player base. They might or might not. I'm not sure. But anyway, it doesn't really matter because we're gonna kill them anyway. This guy is obviously a named NPC. We might have met him in Stormvale Castle, I believe. I can't remember because it was so long ago, but definitely not pulled from the player base. And we have another stage to this boss fight of these three gentlemen over here. I tried to use the magic breath, but I failed because I got knocked out of it. But Waves of Darkness, again, doing very good work. You want to focus this guy, Lionel the Lionhearted, because he does a lot of damage yet he has a lot of defense. These two other guys, you know, they do some damage, but they don't have a lot of defense, so as you can see, I almost one-shot this guy, so you know, best to prioritize the fat guy and then deal with these guys at your leisure. They do chip damage, but they're no threat to me. As you can see, one of them is dead, the other one is almost dead, and he's dead now, so that was fun, I suppose. And now we get to continue or begin, I guess, Fia's quest, which it just involves talking to her a bunch and having her hold you and talking in secret a bunch, and then going back to the Grace and then talking to her again and then going back to the Grace again and then talking to her again or interacting with her, and then you can begin the fight. So that's you know, not fun, not really. I recorded this this dialogue. I don't know why, because you know, it's quite boring and I'm talking over it anyway. But yeah, you just need to watch this very slow animation and you get the Baldachin's Blessing. You might be familiar with that item if you've interacted with Fiat at the Round Table Hold. Essentially what that item does is it decreases your maximum health by a bit as long as it's in your inventory, and then if you use it, it uses a bit of FP and gives you extra poise for a while. Not really worth it. It's quite a random item. It doesn't cut a lot of your health and it doesn't use a lot of FP, but it's so awkward that it's not really worth it. Like, it's, you know, it's just more a lore item than an actual gameplay item. Certainly not a useful gameplay item. So there's that. And she tells you about the Hallow brand, the curse mark of death that we got from Ronnie's tower. Not Ronnie's tower, the Divine Tower of Liurnia, which might as well be called Ronnie's tower because that's where Ronnie's corpse is, and that's where we find this curse mark, which is related to Godwin, which makes sense. Again, I have approximate knowledge of many things, but not exactly. We get the Radiant Baldachin's Blessing, which is the same but more. It's the same but more. And she tells you some really creepy stuff. I don't really know how to interpret this. She says she will lay with Godwin and give new life to a child. That's also a rune. I don't know how any of that works. I really don't know how any of that works. I don't know if sex happens or not, if actual birth happens or not. Is this metaphorical? Is this just descriptive? I don't know. And, feel free to ask me down in the comments if I care. And then feel free to guess my answer. I'm actually going to give you a freebie and say, no, I don't care about any of this. I'm just doing this for the boss fight. So yeah, I just have to slog through this, I suppose. But yeah, we need to watch this animation of slowly getting back up. Slowly getting back up. Very nice. Yes. Cool. And now we use the blessings just so I can just so I don't forget about them, I suppose. As you can see, it doesn't take a lot of health, but it's some health. I would rather have more health than less health. So yeah. And now we have to talk to her again, talk to her in secret some more, and now I believe she tells us that this is goodbye or something. Let's listen. She gives us another blessing, obviously. Yes, this is goodbye, my dear. So yeah, if once she tells you this is goodbye, you can sort of skip through the dialogue and rest back at the grace, and then you will be able to begin the fight. Finally, it feels like this is what we've been doing the entire episode, just listening to this dialogue. I don't know why I'm leaving it in, but I am. I suffered, so you get to suffer, even though it's not your fault, but it's not my fault either, so I suppose it's fair enough. Not really, but So yeah, we just need to go back up and watch this animation again. We look weird because of all these status effects on us. They go away, but we make sure to put them back on. Try to go to the grace without looking, and I failed. So that was fun. And now, finally, we get to talk to Fia or interact with her. I noticed that the buff expired after, I say the buff with the air quotes, the status effect expired after I got her from the Grace Cell, so I didn't have full health. But yeah, we get to touch Fia now and enter the deathbed dream. Finally, after 5,000 years, we can finally begin the boss fight, and it just fades to black. I don't think there's a loading screen. Is it? No, there isn't. And this is Lichdragon Fortissax, which is quite an epic name, if you ask me. Quite an epic looking fight, which is why I stop here for a hashtag photo session, just for the thumbnail. But you knew that already because you've seen the thumbnail. But yeah, this guy is quite dangerous in the sense that he does that yellow lightning, which is called Death Lightning, and it leaves little clouds of Death Blight on the ground, which is not fun. And if you've watched the previous episode, you will know that Death Blight is not fun. But yeah, this guy is quite easy at this level because we do a lot of damage, or he has low health. I don't know which one. Might be both. But yeah, I finally remember that I have Rotten Breath, so I can rot him, and it's very nice that I can cast it twice with my current FP bar. So that's cool, and it's so satisfying to see the entire bar fill up with only one flask. So that's cool. But anyway, he's as good as that. I get to use the magic breath, and it finally proves useful in killing Fortissax. And that was that. That was the boss fight. We get his remembrance. I don't know what you get for his remembrance. I wanted to look at that weird sky, but the game had other plans and just teleports me out. So that wasn't very nice. But yeah, I don't know what you get from Fortissax Remembrance. You get the Death Lightning spell, which is a devastating AoE spell. But I don't know if you get a second item. But yeah, we get the Mending Rune of the Death Prince. This is one of the Mending Runes you can use at the end of the game to choose one of the endings. Obviously, that doesn't apply to us because we've already beaten the game and done the Ronnie ending. But yeah, this is the end of the episode. I could continue Fia's questline, but I don't care about it, so I won't. But I do hope you enjoyed the episode. I wish you a great day ahead of you and a good bye.